I'm Nigel Howarth and welcome to another Shed Sessions Christmas. So we've got a tempura of king prawn with a little bit of a garlic aioli with a few capers put in there, so something nice and spiky. The one thing you have to have with this is a little fryer, deep fat fryer, or be very careful if you're going to fry them on the stove. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to show you, hopefully, because if you want to do these, you can either do them as a starter or a canopy or just a snack. If you want to do them and you're handing them round, I'm going to show you where you cut the prawn so it's smaller, because sometimes people struggle eating a big prawn. I don't. You don't, James, do you? At all. Right, okay. So, what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to put a little bit of zest on lime zest, I should say, onto the prawns. And just move that over. And then I'm going to run through, because I should have done this at the start, but it is Christmas. I'm going to run through all the ingredients individually now with you. So I've got these wonderful prawns here, and it just looks so beautiful. And then we've got rice flour, potato flour, and corn flour. We've got half mayonnaise and half yogurt, and then I've made a little bit of lime syrup, and that's just simply sugar and lime reduced down. I've got some garlic, which is roast garlic, that we're going to mix in there, and then I've got some Aleppo chili, which I love, which has got a sort of a smoky chilliness to it, a few capers, and a little bit of rice flour to dip in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of our chili on there. And then one of the interesting things to know is that if you put lime juice, lemon juice, any acidic stuff onto prawns, it starts to break them down. So sometimes I used to wonder, many years through my cookery experiences, I'd come sometimes to the king prawns and they'd be all mushy, and that's because we used to sometimes you put lime juice on, and that really doesn't help at all. Okay, so what I want to taste is the flavour of the prawn. Okay, that's the most important thing. That's stating the obvious, isn't it? Okay. So, with a couple of the prawns, I'm going to cut them into, so that we just show you a little mini version of the version that we're going to do. Okay, so let's put our flours into the bowls here. Pop those in. So that's corn flour, potato flour, and rice flour. Okay. Now, if you just want to do a simple batter, you can just use self-raising flour and ice water. You know, but this really does get it crispy. Okay. And I'm going to put a wee pinch of salt in there, like so. And then I've got about 150 ml of water. So I just need to add water in here just till I get a smooth mix. Okay, a little bit more. And of course, when you're mixing together rice flour, corn flour, their absorption rate is slightly different to flour, so be aware of that. So put a little bit less water in at first, and it's almost like it's almost syrupy, you know, rather than gloopy and thick. Hence the I suppose the lack of gluten in there. Okay, so what we want to do now is we're going to, I've just seasoned our flour lightly, and we're going to put our prawns in there. So I'll just turn the prawns over, and I've put the fryer's on 160 to what we call to blanch the prawns initially. So you can cook them off, you can have them ready, and then when your guests come in, you just drop them into your fryer. Okay, so pop those in as well, like so. And then we'll pop the big prawns in first and get them cooked off first. So move that whisk out, and One of the secrets here is to, when you put your prawns in, just, in you go, just give them a little shake. And you want to make sure they're not stuck to the bottom. And I'm just double checking on our first one that that's the case. That is the case. I'm just double checking there. And then get the other one in. I'm going to use that spoon actually. Because I want it to be fluffy, so you've got to put a little bit of work in here. Okay, so I'll nip that prawn out. So you can keep. There you go. And the last of them, we're going to pop them back into, or onto the tray there, like so. Okay. And now when we're ready to go, we can pop our prawns back in there, and you can see how delicate that tempura is around the prawn. Crispy, crunchy, and stick those there. And we can pop those in now. And there, I've turned the fryer up there to 180. You can just turn that over, and we can add our garlic to we can add our garlic to the dressing. I'm just going to get a little bit of lime juice. Juice of a lime in there. Just pop that in. Mix that together. And then want to just chop a few chop a little bit of dill. Into there. And a few capers. And then just mix that around, and we're going to check seasoning. That's really delicious. Just pour that. We're ready. Let's check our prawns. Our prawns are now ready. So pop them onto there. Just going to get another piece of kitchen roll. Just to finally, oh, they're so lovely and crispy, those. I mean, the great thing about a true tempura batter is it's so light. It's just so light. Little bit of salt again, just to finish off. So worth the effort, so worth the effort to just get those prawns. You see how crispy they are, like so. And then here, we're going to put our individual ones. And it's just so beautiful and crispy is that batter. Gosh, That looks so lovely. And then, so I'm now just going to put the lime syrup on the top, and that just finishes off the prawns. It just gives them that real tangy, zesty flavour. Bit messy on my board, I've got to say. Right, just going to put a little bit of dill on there. And there, over there. And there you go. For your Christmas snack, we've got a tempura of king prawn with a little garlic and dill dip. And those are, you can see from a point of view, if you're handing those round, they're so much easier to just get and sort of dip in. Oh. They are so good. That batter is well worth making, well worth searching out. They are so good. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Have fun. Hi, I'm Nigel Howarth. If you like what you've just seen, then subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on social media. Enjoy.